Welcome to the Upper Box Podcast episode. Hindi ko na alam, Coach Pao. And this is the first episode of 2024. Uh, are you excited for this?
Oo
We have
naman.
another special guest, bro. Last week we had Yuken Andrada. Now we have another one. Another he and his family is a legend in the NCAA and the San Beda community. Although hindi siya basketball player, pare yung roar ng mga to, ng family niya has transcended generations.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm really excited to hear from him and learn the history, especially now season 100 na tayo next season ng NCAA. Are
So
you
yeah, no,
excited?
I'm excited. Super excited ako kasi I've known this person and his family since first year college ako. And di ko makakalimutan yung mga first moments na nakikita ko sila. They're very passionate. And yeah, super excited to get to really know more about it. So without further ado, Danny.
Yes. He is the one and only. Ano ba tawag natin sa kanya? The White Lion or the Chief Lion?
Wala na, just Tito Archie, okay na yun.
Yon,
Solid na yun.
the legendary Tito Archie
Hi.
Ventosa. Welcome to the show, Sir
Yeah.
Tito. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. Good afternoon and welcome to. And thank you for inviting me. Siguro tanggalin na natin yung legendary, no? um, for me, there's only one legendary chief, and that's
Mhm.
my dad. No? And ako lang naman kaya ako nakilala, I was also a cheerleader for a year or two during my time, pero it was during the time of my dad when when he came back to handle San Beda
Mhm.
in the 1990s. I helped him out. Unofficially, I was his assistant. Unofficial, no? Siya nandun sa bleachers,
Mhm.
and ako naman tumutulong sa kanya doon sa crowd. I was
Mhm.
down in the, saan ba yun, sa patron or sa lower box or sa baba ako, leading the crowd downstairs while my dad was taking care of the cheering squad upstairs, no?
Mhm.
So ako na lang yung pinakalalay ng daddy ko sa pag-lead ng crowd. And
Mhm.
I'm very proud na during the lifetime of my dad, na-witness niya uli, no, in 2006 when San Beda regained the championship after 28 years. And
Yes.
again, thank you for remembering me and my dad.
Mhm.
And again, if there's anybody sa akin, if Kaloy Saga is the big difference or the great difference basketball ng San Beda, the King Lion, my dad would be also the King Lion pagdating sa cheering, no? Sa cheerleaders.
Oo
Yun, the
naman.
icon.
Oo
Cheering.
Icon
naman.
talaga, Tito. Actually, nasabi namin na legendary kasi pag sinabi kasi Indian Hill, it's one of the kinakatakutan na cheers in collegiate basketball. And
It's
one
the
of our
best cheer. It's
the
the
best
best
cheer
cheer.
in
Best
Philippine
cheer.
basketball talaga. Even comparing to other schools in other countries, no? Tapos nasabi namin legendary kasi when we go back to the Indian Yell, laging lumalabas yung Indian Yell na halftime nung 2006 nga when we first got the championship and started our dynasty in the 20th century. Tapos, ikaw, nandun ka. Nakikita ka namin, sumasayaw ka ng Indian Yell. So talaga kilala si Tito Archie. So, to start this off, Tito, can you, for the younger generations, for the younger bedants, and the younger fans of the NCAA, could you tell us who is the Ventosa family and how did you get started in San Beda?
Well, ito, my grandfather was an Atenean. But,
Ah.
but since they live somewhere in the Quiapo area, lahat ng anak niya, no, all his sons were enrolled in San Beda. And the daughters were enrolled in Holy Ghost. At that time, yung Holy Spirit was Holy Ghost. So, lahat mga uncles for my dad and his siblings were all Vedans, no, grade school until they graduated high school. Even cousins, no, mga Manyosa, mga renowned Manyosa brothers, the architects, no, mga Bedista
Mm.
lahat yan. Marami, they were all Vedans. And in fact, one of the oldest brother of my dad, one of the oldest, no, he's still living. In fact, he's the only living brother of my dad. si Jacinto Ventosa holds the distinction of in an intramural games sa San Beda, holds the distinction of scoring 100 points.
Wow.
Yeah. Pag I'm asking my cousin nga to share with me, no, kunan niya ng picture yung article and his picture, no. And my uncle scored 100 points in one intramural game. And also my dad also played in the NCAA. My dad was a junior player. Sa junior siya, sa Red Cup. They also played soccer, mga soccer players din, my dad and his siblings. But my dad was more, well, he became more famous sa cheering. He was a chief cheerleader since his high school days. Even when he was married already in the 50s, he had already, I think, my 2 brothers or 3 brothers. He was already working, but he was still in charge of the cheerleaders. And until siguro later part of the 50s, wherein he had to quit because he had to focus more on work. So my dad and all his brothers and siblings were Bedas. At tapos yung isang brother niya, si Florencio, I think he was kicked out because mga kalukuhan naglagay ng parang yung homemade parang bomba. Yung parang yung bawang na nilagay sa loob ng sigarilyo, ng filter ng sigarilyo, nilagay sa 4 na sulok ng stage. May program sa Beda At sinindihan niya and siya nahuli. Siya sa mga nahuli, siya sa mga responsible na kick out. So he ended up being a cheerleader ng Jose Rizal. Good dancer also. He was a good dancer that was the time na. And yun, ako naman, I studied San Beda College. No, college na, hindi ako nag-high school. No one of us, my 2 older brothers studied San Beda Kinder. Pero yung isa na-kick out after kinder pa lang na-kick out na medyo ng kalokohan, maloko mamabait kami mga Ventosa and then my parents transferred all the way in Sigalo, malapit sa Lasal, malapit sa Rizal Memorial. So San Beda was very far and it was too expensive na for my dad to send us to San Beda, all of us. So we ended up in a parochial school known as St. Anthony's School sa Singalong. That's where we studied. Pero ako, from the first time I went to watch an NCAA game, 1966, that was 68 yata. I remember that was the time na, I think 67, San Beda played against, it was the first round, championship game of the first round, San Beda Mapua. Dati kasi ang laro ng NCAA, junior, senior. No? Same day, same So, San Beda was playing against Mapua Juniors. That was the time na nag-champion ng San Beda Juniors, unbeaten. Sila, no? Godette, Mike Lacosta, and sila Station, if I'm not mistaken. And we won the first round. Isa sa mga players pa ng Mapua that time was Johnny Revilla. He was one of the bad boys ng Crispa yun And then Johnny Revilla, and after high school, went to UE. San Beda had a powerful team. At that time, sila Tejada, Dalton, Rivera, and we were a powerhouse. And we won against Mapua. From that time on, I was already in love with San Beda. And palit pa lang ako, that time, after that game, I took ko sa puso ko talaga na ma-memorize lahat ng cheers ng San Beda, pati yung kilos, everything. And maliit pa lang ako, I knew all the cheers of San Beda and it's how to cheer it, no? The actions and everything. It was really my dream to study San Beda.
How old were you then, Tito? Nung time na yan? Anong taong ka?
Kung 67, I was 9.
Wow.
9. Kaya, not naman for anything, no. I chose to study San Beda, to go to San Beda. It was my decision. Unlike, a lot, you people had no choice but to study sa Beda kasi doon kayo nilagay ng mga magulang nyo. No? But me, since I was a grade school, I really was really praying that I would have a chance to study sa Beda. Kaya nung college days ko na, I was already working. Nag-ano na ako. I enrolled myself sa San Beda. I made sure that I would study San Beda. I made sure that I'll also be a cheerleader sa San Beda. Yun ang sa akin, Kwan.
Wow. Sige, bakit po ito naman, why cheer for San Beda? And what's different about our community? And why does the Ventosa clan keep coming back to San Beda?
It's hard to express it sa salita eh. Nasa puso yan eh. You see, I grew up with Lasal and San Beda in between. Me, Lasal and San Beda. No? Lasal was my mom's side. Mga kapatid ng mami ko, mga Lasalista eh. Mga Lasalians. Lasalites dati sila, ngayon Lasalians lang. Lasalista lahat yan. No? And my dad's side, Bedans. Pag may game ang San Beda at Lasal, of course, San Beda ko always eh. I would always cheer for San Beda. Pag may game ang San Beda at Lasal, naglalaban San Beda Lasal, since it's malapit lahat kami sa Singalong area, malapit sila. My uncle's mother's side, my dad and his brothers they'll watch the games. Ngayon, ang ganito yung kanila, pustahan. Kung sino manalo, siya ang mag-blow out. So, that time, either nanalo San Beda, they will always end up in our house. Kasi malapit lang kami sa Rizal Memorial. So it will always be either my uncles, the Lasal people would be the one to treat, or my that side of my dad, no, the Ventosas. No, right? Bakit kami lagi bumabalik? Iba no. I think you yourself can see that there. Like there was one time, that was before the Final Four, yung winner take all ng San Beda LPU. Me and my wife and my family, my kids, we were in Unimart sa may stand, sa may Capitol Commons. We were walking, and then while my kids were ordering yung mga sa Auntie Anne's, diba may mga tables doon, there was this guy and his son that I saw him, and I heard him nagda-drum siya, yung Indian yell drum. And then biglang nasabi, gumanon siya. He was beside me. And I looked at him and said, go San Beda, fight. And they said, oh, go San Beda. Yun. We sat down and we started talking. My wife and my son-in-law and my kids, they thought matagal ko na siyang kaibigan. Kala niya kaibigan niya. Yan ang San Beda. That's why. That ang San Beda, you bump into each other. At Bedans, you bump into each other. And pag nagkaamoy ang kay Bedista, when you sit down, it is as if you've known each other for ages.
Yes. Totoo.
At yan, walang kwan yan, yung age gap. Walang age gap yan. I have been older and that guy was younger. And when parang magkakilala kami matagal na. And I think that is one thing that we have na yung samahan, no? It's I don't know now. Hindi ko na alam kung anong atmosphere meron sa loob ng San Beda kasi co-ed na eh. Ang dami ng bago eh, no? But the San Beda that we grew up with, naabutan din ninyo yun eh. The San Beda we grew up with was really a close-knit community. It was more than a fraternity. It was really Bedan brotherhood, no?
Apo.
Pwede kayo magkaaway sa loob ng San Beda, pero pagdating sa ibang lugar, Bedista at Bedista. Nothing else. And my father would say, when you want a Bedan is a way of life. It's just not, a name that you have in your shirt in front or at the back, but it's in the heart. That's what a Bedan is all about. And that's I think I grew up with that mentality, with that having that Bedan in my heart. Me and my brothers, all of us. Yan ang kwan namin eh. Although my older brother And nag-graduate ng Mapua, kaya itong finals ay magkalaabang kami. Mapua siya, San Beda ko. And yun, nagkataon para kami naging cheerleaders. And when I was a cheerleader of San Beda, I was a cheerleader Mapua also.
Mm.
And every time may game ang San Beda, kami dalawa bababa, magka-courtesy cheer. No, we would go down together and we would do courtesy cheer for Mapua, courtesy cheer for San Beda.
Mm.
And and that, I think yung pagiging cheerleader nasa dugo rin namin, no? And hindi na mawawala. I don't know, even during the time na we started winning championship, kitang-kita mo naman yung even before the games, Araneta Coliseum, yung buhay pa, wala pa yung hotel doon, yung ano ba, yung benches ba yun? Diba? Before the game, do you remember that? Pauda, no? We would meet before the games sa Densios.
Yes.
Kikita-kita mo na sa Densios.
Oo. The waiters tuwang-tuwa kasi when they find out, every time they would find out that San Beda would be in the finals, tuwang-tuwa sila kasi alam nila malaki ang sales nila even before the game.
Opo.
Pag let's say the day before or a few days before, pag nalalaman nila ang San Beda nasa finals, ang ginagawa nila, let's say Sunday, Friday may game ang San Beda, first game ng San Beda sa finals. Kung ang order nila ng case of beer is 20 for one day, ginagawa nila 50. Kasi alam nila, tanghalian pa lang, ubus na yung 20 cases. No?
Oh.
The food and the food and the drinks, ang supply nila, tuwang-tuwa. Sabi ko, bakit yung ibang schools? Sir, hindi. Pag nandito sila, parang hindi sila magkakilala, ay magbabatyan na, pero hanggang ganun lang. Hindi katulad kayo. Yung grupo nyo lahat, you mix, all medals mix around, and ang ingay natin, we cheer, and para kayo isang malaking pamilya, para may family reunion kayo dito, buong San Beda. See, I think that explains why San Beda,
Yes.
what San Beda is all about, what a Beda is all about.
Share ko lang din yung ganung experience.
That's what I think all of us, no? That applies to all of us.
Yung nga dito, no? Sa akin din, may mga ganyan din ako experience eh. Nung estudyante ako, pag halimbawa natataon wala ng tricycle from San Juan Arena. So, ang gagawin ng mga estudyante, maglalakad kami papuntang LRT. Luis. Layo. Lalakarin namin yun. Pero okay lang, grupo-grupo naman kami. Tapos, alam mo, minsan aasarin yung kalaban, kung panalo, aasarin natin yung kalaban, kung talo tayo, aasar pa rin, gano'n. Pero, ang di ko malilimutan doon, merong isang bidista. Alam kong bidista siya kasi naka-Beda shirt, halatang galing sa panonood. Ino-offer niya yung, uy, pa-J. Ruiz kayo, sabay na kayo sa akin. Babako na kayo. So, nagsasakay siya ng mga bidista. Yung mga barkada ko sumakay sa kanya. Sabi yung pinauna na namin yung mga babae namin kasama, saka yung isang lalaki. Para may kasama naman. So, yun, binabase na, inintay na lang kami sa J. Ruiz. So, I don't see that in other schools eh. Walang ganun eh.
Walang ganun. So,
walang
ito pa.
ganun, like with...
Ito, let me share naman yung Tito Archie. I think it was just last year. Nasa Bantayog ako ng mga bayani. I was covering an event. I was shooting photographs. Tapos sabi ko, may familiar ako nakita. Pero he was wearing a yellow shirt. Pero nakasabit sa bag niya was his San Beda jacket. Talagang, Tito Archie, everywhere you go, you're proud to say that you are a Bedan. Kahit hindi San Beda event.
Yes.
So, I just want to, and our listeners know, bakit ganun kataas ang pride mo talaga for San Beda? Like, we're not like Ateneo na, yung iba sa Ateneo, Atenista ako, pero di nila sinoshow. Pero you as a Bedan.
Community eh. Yung sense of community ba?
Yeah. Yeah, it's being a Bedan eh. You wear it, sabi nila that ko you wear it in your heart. It's a badge of honor eh. It's just you. It's just, I don't know, it's just something na paglabas mo, dala mo yung pagkabidista mo, no? Hindi naman yung yabang, but it's just being proud that you're a Bedan. Win or lose, I'm just proud of it. I'm just, kahit, sorry I don't want, pero kahit yung kinahiya mo yung medistang nakaupo, medista ka pa rin. I'm proud of it.
At the end of the day,
There are some may masasamang bedista din, pero still, parang Pilipino eh. At I'm proud to be a Filipino, first and foremost. No? Kahit saan ako pumunta, ipagmamalay ko, Pinoy ako. Kahit may masamang pagkakilanla sa mga Pilipino, masamang kwan ng Pilipino, I'm still proud I'm a Filipino. Ganun din. As a Bedan, nothing can take that away. Even I studied college lang sa San Beda. Some of them, may mga ibang grupo, sabi niya, yung mga once a Bedan, only a Bedan, pag nag-high school ka lang San Beda, yung mga nag-college lang, mga ganun. To hell with that. For me, I've been a Bedan. I've been a Bedan even before I stepped and enrolled in San Beda. Wow. Even way before, ano? Malit pa lang ako, bedista, ang dugong bedista na ako. Not because of my father, because I chose, I could have chosen the side of my mom and be a Lasalite, you know, to be a Bedan, because I fell in love with San Beda. Yung first game pala nang I saw sa NCAA, when I saw the cheer of San Beda, I saw the Indian yell of San Beda, and then that was the time I found out that it was my dad who made the Indian yell, the choreograph, the Indian. Doon talaga head over heels na ako sa San Beda. Wala na. Parang nakatapa-oho na ako yung sa kabayo. Ganun, San Beda dati sa mas.
Bidista na talaga.
Pero Tito Archie, no, now that you mentioned nga yung choreo nung Indian yell, kwento ba sa'yo ni Tito Mon on how that came about?
Yeah. I remember kasi dati we had this yung parang bonding time namin. Pag nagde-decorate kami ng every December, lalo na pag December 15, that's the time we start decorating our Christmas tree, the house, everything. That's the time my dad would come up with a lot of stories about his younger days and everything. And in one of those stories, pinento niya kung how he came about choreography, yung pagka-choreograph niya, yung Indian, or the Indians. Kasi before the Indians, the best cheer sa halftime was JRU, bingo. Diba? And it was Leroy Salvador Jr. who was there, no? Magka-ano sila magka-ira ng daddy ko sa si Leroy Salvador. So my dad said, dapat talunin ko dapat ito I should beat this JRU, I should come up with something. Tamang-tama, the Indian yell, if I'm not mistaken, the Cuerva brothers came up with the lyrics of the Indian yell. So nagkaroon ng lyrics ang Indian yell. So my dad, for more than a year, he would, after classes, sometimes he would lock himself in the classroom trying to create an Indian in his mind, tapos inaano niya. So after that, nung nakuha na niya yung sayaw, the movements, started looking for Indians. So tatlong nakuha niya. I think the Casal brothers, one of them became a priest, and I think another guy, I don't know if it was my cousin, no? So yun, kinuha niya yung tatlo, and he started, after classes, training them. Nobody knew about it. Walang nakakaalam. Then when na perfect na ng mga tatlong bata, kinausap niya, I think the athletic moderator was Father, I don't know if it was Father Martinez, one of the athletic moderator. He talked to the priest and he told him, and ganito, no? He told him about the story and showed him, and then he got the band. And pinaktis yung tatlo, wala nang estudyante ang San Beda. It was a weekend. Pinapunta yung tatlong bata, it was a weekend with the priest and the three Indians and the band. Pinaktis nila yung Indian yell and everything. So, when it was already okay na, ito naman sabi ni father ng pare, what can I do to help? So, sabi, the costume. So, yung costume, I think it was important pa talagang grabe yung magarbo yung costume and So, the priest did his part. So, nung I think it was an opening. I don't know. Hindi ko na maalala kung opening game yun eh. Sorry, sa Memorial. Doon di ba, ngayon eh, pag sino ang lamang, siya ang unang mag-cheer
Yes
sa
po.
halftime. Dati hindi, unahan yan eh. Unahan. So, before halftime, pinihisan na ng daddy ko yung tatlong Indians. But he told his fellow cheerleaders, walang bababa, ako lang. Sabi na, kaya papapel ka na naman, mga Castiller eh. Pagkonyo naman mo, ikaw na naman. Ganun, papapel, ikaw solo. Ganun. Sabi ko, just wait, sabi ng daddy ko, just wait. Okay, and then he talked to, I think that time, yung band leader, si Bote. Si Bautista. Baka pa si Bautista noon. Alam na ni Bautista ang gagawin. So, when halftime came, kakakuan lang ng, dati baril pa eh. Bang! Halftime eh. When halftime came, labas agad daddy ko. Some of the players were still on the court. Labas agad daddy ko. Inunahan niya si Leroy Salvador. So, when my dad, he went to the center, he cheered Go San Beda 3 times. After that, ginano niya, no? Ginano yung sign sa banda. Then the band started playing the Indian Yell. Pagkuan, lumabas yung tatlong bata. And the crowd went wild. Talagang sabi ng daddy ko, grabe. And sabi niya, I don't know if for sure, exaggerating, pero sabi niya, cheer of the Bedans, yung pagkanta ng Indian Yell, pag-cheer, rinig na rinig all the way hanggang women's na. Ganun kalakas. He was exaggerated, pero it was that loud now. And then, after the cheer nga, sinabihan siya ng isang pare, after the game, when we reach, we want to talk to you in San Beda. Ganun. Okay, when we get back to San Beda, we want to talk to you. The father rector and everybody. So, my dad was very uneasy kasi baka pagalitan.
Alam niya, trouble.
He was really scared. But then he said, okay, so I think we won the game. So pagdating ng San Beda, pinagyayakap siya ng mga pare. He was priests were embracing him, congratulating him, and good job. And he was talagang kulang na lang daw ilagay sa pedestal. And that is the time na the birth of the Indians. And from that time on, wala na. Talagang that is already the battle cry. Tama ka, Pao, no? Tama kayo, Dan. Even mga tiga-Lasal, tiga-Ateneo, they say, no? I have Atenean friends and Lasalian friends, and they say, the best cheer pa rin. Wala pa rin tatalo sa Indian Yell. And sana, wag magbago. Wag magbago the way it's done. And yung napansin ko when my dad died, nagkaroon kami ng bed and night sa funeraria. And yung mga old timers, kami, we cheered. That was nag-cheering kami sa loob ng funeraria. And kitang-kita mo, no? And then dumating yung mga cheerleaders at that time. They also cheered separately from us. Nag-cheer uli sila. Sabi gano'n ng mga pinsan ko, mga pitalo. Arch, ibang-iba yung cheer nyo, mga old-timers. And yung mga baguhang the students right now. Sabi ng isang pinsan, you know why? Because when you people cheer, kayo mga old-timers, it comes from the heart.
Yes.
Hindi yung like choreograph lang, you're just doing it to cheer, but it comes from the heart. And that is who we are as kayo, no? Naabutan pa rin niyo yan, no? Kahit kayo nagkaroon na kayo ng co-ed days na kayo, naabutan na yung mga co-ed.
Yes po.
Pero naabutan pa rin niyo yung
yung dati.
Dati ng Bedista. Sad to say, nakikita ko ngayon mga bang estudyante ngayon, yung mga bagong estudyante, iba na yung kanila, yung kultura. Sana the cheerleaders will still continue that old style of cheering. And yun ang ginagawa ng San Beda Laban.
Mm.
No, San Beda Alabang is still trying to pick up and follow what my dad has taught them. Kasi my dad would also go to Alabang and from time to time and would teach the cheering.
Wow.
And sabi nga ni Luis Tito, yun ang inaano na, we want to make sure na hindi nawawala yung kay Tito Bon, yung tinuro sa amin. And I hope the younger generation, whoever will take the place of John, sana dala pa rin nila. What only surprises me and disappoints, that kind of disappointed I found out many years ago, yung red and the white, karamihan ng mga bagong estudyante, hindi na alam nila yung lyrics ng red and the white. So, dapat, yun talaga
Ganda
yung
pa naman ng The Red and the White. Ang ganda ng The Red and the White.
Yun ang talagang, di ba, yun ang battle song ng San Beda pagpasok ng players. Ngayon, hindi na tinutugtog yun, tinutugtog. Pag jumble, and you don't hear people singing. It's just the band playing the music.
Well, okay, we'll probably discuss this later on. Pero Tito, sa sitwasyon kasi ngayon, a lot of the cheers, hindi na siya required sa PE. Kami kasi ni Danny, naabutan pa namin yung time na required kami to learn the cheers, to study the cheers. Ngayon, hindi na ata siya. Base sa understanding ko, I could be wrong. Pero as far as I understand it, hindi na siya ganun. But, yeah.
Paano naabutan nyo daddy ko pa, no? When he was still handling the cheers?
Yes, naabutan ko pa daddy niya, Tito.
That was one of the requirements of my dad. He would talagang kinukulit ng mga pare na dapat pag sa PE, turuan ang mga bata ng cheer. I think that was one of the part of my dad. He insisted. Sabi niya, it's one of yun ang one of his requirements na turuan mga estudyante sa PE.
Dito, doon ka natutunan yung Azo Ima, Spanish cheer, Red and the White. Lahat ng cheers, doon ko natutunan. And tama kayo, I have to tend to agree. Mga estudyante ngayon, hindi nila alam. And not their fault. Honestly, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Pero yun nga, para ang alam ko lang alam nila, a little bit of Indian Yell and Gosan Beda fight.
Yes.
Yeah, the Gosan Beda fight and the hanggang umpa-uma lang yata. Baka beda hanggang doon lang.
Hanggang lang.
Wala na, nahananatan lang yata.
Oo, pagpatak na ng Missy Viraviga ball, ano yun?
Wala na.
Pero
nautang na sila.
Pero Tito, ito, I just like to ask din. Kasi ako, I've also had conversations with you before. Siyempre, naabutan mo yung glory years. For one of the glory years ng NCAA, during the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, di ba? Na iba yung crowds nun eh. And ang kwento sa akin before ng mga older bedans is pag naka-jacket ka ng San Beda, kasi ang ganda ng jacket ng San Beda, ang ginagawa ng ibang schools, ginagawa kang target. Para makuha yung jacket mo. Kasi badge honor yun. Na makuha mo yun. Parang yabang. At bawa, Atenista ka or Letranista ka, biglang may jacket ka ng San Beda. Papasok ka ng school, ibig sabihin kinuha mo yun.
Wow.
Yeah, how bad was it before?
Grabe. Ano yun eh? San Beda Lasal walang problema sa San Beda Lasal. San Beda Lasal, we were never into away eh. The only time na nagkakasapukan ng San Beda Lasal was in soccer and football.
Yes.
Sa football. Basketball wala. In fact, Lasal was not really hindi naman ganung kabigat ang Lasal sa basketball. I think during the time in the NCAA, they only won 2 or 3 times lang yata eh. That's during Embeng, no? But ang talagang mortal enemy ng San Beda was Ateneo. That was the rivalry before San Beda Ateneo. Before Lasal came into the picture. And it was parang ano yan eh, diba? Mga Indians eh, i-scalpag, pag may napatay, i-scalpag, that was their trophy eh. Ganun yung mga, pag may rambulan, Paste and Letran, mostly, the two, kukuhanan ka ng jacket para sa yun ang trophy nila. May nagulpi kaming medisa o may jacket kami ng medisa. Kami naman, never naman kami kukuha ng jacket ng Letran tsaka ng Paste. Sorry alam ko, Paolo magre-react pero during that time, pag nakukuha ng jacket ng squatter.
Uy!
Yun ang mentality. Tsaka bakit ako kukuha ng jacket ng squatter? Mas maganda ang jacket ng bedista. Yung ganun ba? So, so basta we didn't bother to get their jackets. No need, no? Pero sila, kasi mga jacket ng bedista talaga doon. Lalo na yung during that time, masatin, talaga.
Oo, nakakita ako dito. Nakakita ako. Ganda.
Ganda, no? And that was it. And well, kano ko, when during that time when I was a cheerleader, talaga that it came to a point na in my time, after the game, palit kami ng total uniform. Total. Nakabilang kami, pati rubber shoes. We would bring a bag. Tanggal kasi.
Delikado.
Maraming rambulan. Lalo na sa ang rambulan doon sa Harrison Plaza eh. See? So, and I grew up in that area. So ako, wala akong takot pero magpapalit pa rin ako kasi once tumawid ako from Rizal Memorial, once tumawid ako ng top sa kabila ng Vito Cruz going towards Arellano, wala na problema. So, safe na ako because lahat ng mga doon, mga tarantado, mga kakilala ko. So protected na ako. So, but it was yung letra na matalo manalo eh. Rumble ang habol. No? And it was really grabe because I remember one time the championship juniors San Beda Ateneo juniors. That was the time na Chito Misaga, Chuck Barreiro. And then ang players ng Ateneo sila Steve Watson pa yata at
Steve Watson, yes.
Juniors sila Ogie Narvasa. Yan, sila Narvasa. Tapos, ang players ng seniors, mabigat din, no? Tsaka, can't remember the names of the Ateneo players, but ang coach ng letter, ito was letter Ateneo naman. Ang coach ng letter was Freddie Webb. At tapos yung players ng letter noon, si Cholo Martin and Alex Marquez, no? And to cut the story short, Ateneo San Beda Juniors pa lang, rambulan na sa Rizal Memorial, sa bleachers eh. Eh, 4 kami magkakapatid. 5, but Mayagas brother was not with us. So, kami 4 magkakapatid were with my dad. When my dad was looking for us, nakikita niya, nakikipag-batuan na kami, nakikipagsapakan na kami sa bleachers eh. Kahit may harang na, barbed wire, yung parang chicken wire. Suntukan. Anyway, Ateneo won. So we stayed behind to watch the senior games. Again, Ateneo won. Paglabas namin, the whole crowd of Letran was already outside waiting for Ateneo to come out. Grabe yung mga kotse ng Ateneo, wasak. And although may isang tiga Letran, galit na galit kasi may jacket siya. Nakasalop ng kotse. Diba, Letran is red and blue. Yung blue color ang nakalabas. Kala ngayon ng mga letranista, winasok din yung kotse niya. No? And ito totoo, I'm not making this up. We've seen it. Paglabas mga tenista, may kasamang girl, yung girlfriend, nilalamas yung girl, tapos habang binubugbog yung tenista. Ganun, no? Ka-hoodlum. And at the same time, we felt, sabi ka ng daddy ko, mali na yun, yung, at saka, tatalo, okay lang yung makipagsuntukan kayo sa loob. Pero pagdating sa labas, tapos na tapos mamasakit mga kotse. Huluganisin na talaga yun. So, grabe yung and then, that's why what happened that time with Lasal and Letran noon naman, parang Letran deserved it, but mali din, no? Mali din yung ginawa ni Dan Lingkowangko na ang pinuno niya yung buong, we were there, I was present. Nanood ako eh.
Sangguns.
Yeah, Lasal Letran, no? I was in the bleachers eh. Lasal side with my uncles and everybody, my dad. Talagang pinuno niya yung reserve side ng goons from Tarlac. And There was this guy ng Tigalitran, nakapaligid sa kanya yung goods. Then tumatayo, nagmumura, ano, binaba. There was a guy beside him, binababa siya, gano'n, umupo ka. Ang tigas ng ulo yun, binugbog siya. Talagang binugbog nila, the story siya, binugbog nila yung mga letranista doon sa reserve and everything. And what they did, they stopped the game and pinalabas mo na lahat mga tigalasal, no? And from the Rizal Memorial, merong parang exit, dadaan ka sa swimming pool ng Rizal, then labas na Lasal. They end up in the campus of Lasal. So ganun, iniwan ang Letran sa loob. Anong ginawa ng Letran? Pinagwawasak nila mga upuan ng Rizal Memorial, mga ano. So, yun na, no? It was many mistakes, no? Mali lahat, no? Yung pagiging sira ulo ng Letran, the way it was handled by Lasal and how Letran reacted after that, puro mali. And that was the time na tinigil yung NCAA. And nagkaroon ng mini league, yung JCs yata, na nag-champion ng San Beda, and there were some schools, no, even IS and ganun tayo. Pero nag-champion tayo. It was a token championship. Pero yun, no, I think that was one of the reasons why Lasal left, if I'm not mistaken. That was, wala natin na yun nun eh. Wala natin na yun that time eh.
Kasi that's 1978, no, Tito? Tama yung history ko. And then 77 yung legendary closed door game.
Yeah. Actually, 77, closed door, nag-back-to-back tayo eh. 77, 78. So, 78, so 79 yata yung nangyari yung lagay sa Lasal Letran, no? So, and then after that, that's in the 1980s, 83 yata tayo o 84, nag-LOA tayo from the NCAA for 3-4 years.
Yeah. Oo.
That's the time when we lost nila, well, nung pag-graduate na nila, yun, tayo nagpa-champion ng UP. Because all our blue chip players, Dwayne Salvatera, si Joey Gomez,
Jerry Esplana.
No, Jerry Esplana did not go to UP. He did not go to UP. Ang unang nagpunta ng UP was Moncelis. And then from the batch nila Dwayne, sila Dwayne, Joey Gomez, tapos sila Magsanok, si Altamirano,
Paras.
Went to UP. Ang missing link na lang nila was a good center. Si Dindo Pumaren was the only player nila from the Red Caps na nawala, napunta sa Lasal because of the father, no, of Tilo. So, unahan San Beda, UP and Lasal, unahan sila sa pagkuha kay Benji. Nakuha nila ang UP, naunahan nilang Lasal, and that's it. And yun, that's history, no?
The rest is history. Sige dito, hindi din alam ng maraming bilista. Kasi when we go back to San Beda, may makikita kang painting na parang old school painting, then may basketball na naglalaro. And ang uniform sa naglalaro doon is, of course, Bedans and also Ateneans. Hindi alam ng marami, especially yung mga younger generation ngayon, the El Clasico rivalries talaga is Ateneo and San Beda, and I think Letran and Lasal, no? Hence, the Lion and the Eagle, the Knight and the Archer. Run us through how was the rivalry of Ateneo and San Beda before? Besides sa mga nakwento.
Grabe yung, parang yan eh. Dati, ang mentality, matalo ka na sa lahat, wag lang sa Ateneo. And vice versa. Ganun din Ateneo, matalo ka na sa lahat, wag lang sa San Beda. And grabe yung yung opening day ay San Beda Ateneo yung magkalaban. or any San Beda Ateneo magkalaban, kahit hindi opening, motorcade yan from Mendiola to Rizal Memorial.
Mhm.
Kaya talagang magkakaroon pa ng mini pep rally before the game. Ganun katindi yung rivalry. Anything, basta grabe talaga. It's nakakakilabot yung kasi naabutan ko yung I was still a kid but I would watch the games but with Ateneo San Beda. Grabe ang talaga. There was one time I remember the game was at Loyola. San Beda Ateneo.
Sa loob ng Ateneo campus.
Home court, yeah. Half-time lang ng Ateneo by more than 10 points. No? So, cheerang Ateneo, unahan ka ang San Beda sa court. Okay. Pagdating ng time ng San Beda to cheer, biglang namatay ang ilaw. Pinapatay ng San Beda, ng mga cheerleaders. And then, slowly, tinugtog ng bad yung sapat, dan, yung sa patay. And then pumapasok yung cheerleader ng San Beda, naka-black coat, no? Naka-black coat. Tapos parang kabaong, no? Wow. Ginawang kabaong. Tapos nilapag. Pagsindi ng ilaw, binuksan nila yung kabaong, no? Puro paglabas, platter ng mga fried chicken. And then tinanggal nila yung black coat, naka-cheerleader sila. Tapos pagbukas ng crochet, ganun, fried chicken, lahat. No? Biglang naglabas sa mga Indians, that's the Indian year. Tapos itong mga bilista started offering the fried chicken sa Ateneo side. Eh, syempre, mga lalaking Atenista, galit. May mga asawa, may mga girlfriend, kumuha ng chicken. Galit yung mga Atenista sa mga babae nila na kumuha ng fried chicken. At that time, di ba, ngayon pag halftime, yung mga players, they go to their dugouts, di ba? Dati hindi, nandunod yung mga players. I don't know if it affected them psychologically kasi nung second half, demoralized ang Ateneo, tinalo natin. And that was a very strong team of Ateneo. I think that was in 1969. That was the time they became champion. Yan si Bobby Rios. Yan, Bedista yun eh. And yan sila Frank Harn, Chito Afable, Joy Cleofa, Martin Samson. That was the powerhouse of Ateneo 1969. Tinalo natin that game. Players natin sila Tony Uy, Arthur Uy, no? And ang laking demoralization pagdating ng second half.
And yun nga, Tito, no? Yung Ateneo San Beda. Actually, I had a conversation before with Coach Frankie. Yun sa may Fior Gelato, kwentuhan lang. Kinento niya sa akin one time daw, rookie daw siya around 76. So, nakaupo lang siya doon sa bench, nagbo-warm up yung mga teammates niya. So, di ba yung warmers ng San Beda sa team? So, tuntua siya, ang ganda daw ng uniforme niya. Pataka siya, pag tingin daw niya sa taas, may papalapit sa kanya ng puti. Yun pala, itlog na bugok. Bumagsak sa niya, sa shorts niya, nangangamoy. Tapos, yung parents niya, nakita doon niya sa dulo, I don't know if it's the same game or a different game, nagbukas ng payong. Bakit? Binabato sila.
That was in 1976 or 76.
Yeah.
So 77, that was the before the closed door.
Yeah, that was closed door.
Yeah, that was at 77. That was, I was there eh. Ang binabato, golf balls, spark plugs, itlog, mga bedista din, ang naman ang binabato nila yung long playing, vinil, flying saucer. And talang mga tao nagpapayong, tsaka Barya, wala na, walang barya, wala. Automatic masakit yung piso doon eh. But it was mga heavy stuff na to. Tapos, yung may mga tao sa likod ng President Sabela from Ateneo made itching powder, yung itching powder.
Oo.
Nilalagyan mga players natin hanggang pinali sila, no? And then, grabe talaga yung batuhan. That was the time na talagang rambulan hanggang sa labas na si Jackie Enrile, may mga goods din, may mga barilan, tsaka grabe yung rambulan umabot all the way up to Aurora Boulevard. Ano? Grabe yung rambulan talaga. So, what Sabeda decided to do, NCA decided to do was to hold it in closed door.
Kaya sobrang gulo na kasi nung time na yon, no? Kaya
Gulo.
pero I think we won that closed door game and umalis
Yeah.
na Ateneo after nun.
Yeah. We were in the house of my uncle sa Quezon Boulevard, doon sa tapat ng Mamunlog sa Quezon Ave.
Opo.
We were watching that. And then as soon as San Beda won, sakay kami kotse, biyahe lahat kami sa Menjola. Ang ganda when the players arrive, hindi pa pumapasok ang bus sa loob ng San Beda, pinababa na namin sila because ang haba ng pila, yung welcoming committee, puno, grabe at saya. Ibang feeling yung talagang nakakakilabot kasi that time kilala ko lahat ng players eh. They would kasi go to the house of my uncle Simon Melendez, and they would he was like their padrino also, padrino siya nilang lahat. Doon Glenn Manzano, Rick Dabu, they used to play for sa Sebastian Juniors. And then nandiyan si Chuck Barrero, neighbor namin sa JP Laurel, neighbor ng Grand Perez ko, kalaro kong basketball yan eh. Si Chuck Barrero, si
JB Yango.
Si JB Yango was the most underrated kasi he came in right after Abe King.
Ang laking pangalan ni Abe King.
Abe King was only 1 year, tapos umalis na. He started playing for the Commercial League. Kaya before the start of the season, diba, siyempre may pep rally the day before the opening of the NCAA. When all the players were introduced, at tapos nung pinakilala si JB Yango, ayan niya, tapos medyo ganun paglakad eh. Was, medyo ganun siya. Sabi na, anak ng toko, ito bang kapalit ni Frankie Lee? Baka ano?
Abe King.
Abe King, sabi, baka pag hinipan to, babaksak to or whatever. Pero iba, talagang matalinong maglaro ng basketball si JB. He knows how to position himself. Ang tawag na namin dyan, nagbasurero eh. Kasi alam niya kung saan siya pupunta, pepesto para makuha yung follow-up, rebound, tapos follow-up. Yung parang galing. Even all the way up to his PBA days, he was one of the best, I would say, basurero. No? He talagang magaling niya pumesto. And he proved that he was worthy of taking the place of Abe King, and at least napa-champion niya ang San Beda. Not once but twice. No? And that was ang ganda. JB was a very nice guy. Until now, pag nakikita kami, sila Bear Martin, Cholo Martin, lahat yan we were close and kainuman. Pag may inuman kasi si Bonnie Carbonell would allow his players to drink a few drinks, no? After each game. Sige, 2, 3 beer, 4 na beer, pwede. Next day, papawisan mo yan eh. Ha? Ang bawal number 1 lang, no smoking. Yun. And then the manager of San Beda was okay, si Santi Villasilio. He used to own and manage the band na firstborn child tsaka yung family birth control band, no? So sila ang sa good, tapos yung team captain of 1977 was Ding Castaneda, who came from the juniors, a good friend of mine also. So ang saya when San Beda won the championship, it was really ang saya. ibang feeling. Siyempre, yung 2006, no, yung 28 years after, yung 2006, iba rin pakiramdam. Pero that time, yung 1977, iba eh. Ibang dating kasi Ateneo yung tinalo eh. See?
So,
It
and
was
I'm
it.
sure I'm sure Tito hindi mo inisip na 77 would be the last championship for 28 years.
78 actually.
78.
Yeah.
78 hindi mo siguro inimagine na ang susunod mo ng championship was 2006 pa.
We would never imagine kasi kala pa namin magkaka-tripit yung 2009. 1979. Yung nga, that was the time na natigil yung NCAA eh. We could have done a three-peat, you know. Malakas tayo nun eh. And yeah, we would never imagine, no? And we thought nga 1991 was it because of Boy Beats.
Boy Beats,
And
yes.
we know the story, no? As the story goes, kwarta na naging bato pa, no?
Oh.
Many Chen follow up.
But yung team din ni Arjun Cordero, yung pa yun.
Din nun, I was there. You know, that was ako naman, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, no? Siguro during those times hindi pa panahon. I've seen yung best and the worst, no? And the worst as the worst. Yung gutter worst, gutter worst of San Beda team. Pero ang pasalamat naman ako kay Ato Badulato kasi binubuhay niya ang juniors.
Yes.
Yung Consuelo, the people would have stunk. She just stunk like hell. But the juniors gave pride to San Beda. Yun
best,
ang
best pa rin talaga, best high school program.
The best, even the worst games. There was one time in the early 2000 yata yun eh, early 2000. There was one guy who went to San Beda. Kakintuhan ko eh. Sabi niya, I forgot the name eh. I think his son played for San Beda, but I can't remember who. Sabi niya, I'm here because I want to enroll my son in San Beda High School. And kausap niya si Ato. I just finished talking to Ato Badulato. I was choosing between Ateneo, Lasal, and San Beda. Eh, sabi niya, Jaworski, Robert Jaworski, Big J is a good friend of mine. And sabi niya, ang payo daw sa kanya ni Jawo was for him to put his son in San Beda Juniors. Sabi, it has the best basketball program. Doon naman ako saludo sa natin sa juniors. Sad to say, maraming colleges, maraming seniors na kinabang, no? Naging tayo eh, factory tayo ng mga players sa ibang schools eh. We would produce good players sa ibang schools na kinabang because ang sama ng recruitment natin, ang sama ng alaga natin sa players natin. And hindi sila tumutuloy ng seniors, no? Tapos until that time, yung initially pumasok si Artugade and a little bit was konting support ni MVP. Eh unti-unti nakukuha natin magagaling hanggang naging full support na si MVP. And yan, that is the time that we were able to really get at least nakukuha natin yung mga blue chip players. Yung mga magagaling na players natin na nawawala, it's just so happen na some of them walang yung kurso nila wala sa San Beda. Siguro some of them they felt that ayaw nila mag-team B kaya diretso na gusto nila mag-team A kaya like JB Casio. Si JB Casio magaling yan eh. Blue chip player natin sa juniors eh.
Iba yun. Galing yun.
Legend din yun. Legend.
Yeah, but at that time kasi hindi pa si MVP ang humahawak ng senior team natin eh. And when they won the championship sa juniors, we had a victory party, no? I was there. Lumapit sa amin yung tatay ni JB Casio. Katabi ko si Dwayne Salvatera. He played for the
Mm.
Red Caps. Member siya ng, ng UP nung nag-champion. No?
Mm.
And sabi nga, tawag na kay Dwayne coach because Dwayne became also a coach ng assistant coach niya ato sa juniors. Coach, may problema kami. In fact, karami ng mga graduate ng juniors. Bakit? Ano ba? Kasi team B lahat daw muna. Team B, pero kailangan muna mag-try out. Try out muna sa sa team A. Pero hindi sigurado but most probably daw for sure team B lahat. Sabi ni si JB, team sabi niya, hindi pwede. Sabi niya, dapat yan, team A agad. Yun na nga po. Baka pwede mo magawang paraan. So, titignan ako ni Dwayne. Tol, sabi niya, alam ko, pareho tayong medista, pero kawawa na may bata. Sabi niya, Dwayne, sige, gawin mo na yung kailangan mong gawin. So, what Dwayne did, at that time, ang coach ng Lasal was Franz Pumaren. So, hindi kilala walang contact si Dwayne kay Franz. So, ang kinontak ni Dwayne si Dindo. Sabi ni Dwayne, Tol, kailangan ko makontak si Franz, yung utol mo. Bakit? Kasi may player kami sa San Beda. Sino? Si Casio? Gumano si Dindo. Oo. Pinapa-tryout pa tapos baka team B. Baka pwede pa-tryout mo na sa Lasal. Sabi ko, alam mo, at that time Dindo was not involved sa Lasal. Sabi ni Dindo kay Dwayne, Tol, sasagutin ko na yung brother ko. Sagot ko na yan. Papuntahin mo na lang sa Lasal, magpakita. Team A agad yan.
Husay.
Sabi niya, try out lang kunyari one day, pero for sure, guaranteed yan. Team A. Tapos sabi niya, pero paano yung playing time? Guaranteed yan, may playing time. Hindi lang member ng Team A. May playing time. Gago San Beda, pakakawalan yan. So yun. Even before Casio, si L.A. Tenorio, I don't, nauna yata si Casio kay L.A.
No, LA muna, Tito. LA muna.
LA, no? So si LA, ganun din. No? Si Dwayne was assistant coach ng Nueva Ecija ng NBA.
NBA, yes.
Yeah, may game sila sa probinsya. Tinawagan siya sa hotel ng tatay ni Casio. Ganun din. Kung pwede. So at that time, si Ilong, si Jolipa, was ni Coach Fatineo. So, tinawagan ni si Jolipa, Coach. Si L.A. Tenorio, ay, putang ina, sabi yung Pongalangala, papuntahin mo yan dito sa Ateneo. Si Pongalangala.
Sige, Pongalangala. Oo.
Wait, Pongalangala, papuntahin mo sa akin bukas sa Ateneo. Okay na yan. And yun. And yun yung mga sayang, no? But at least marami na, well, in fairness naman, when MVP took over, ang youth, gumanda na ang recruitment natin na from the juniors. We had good players. Yan, katulad yan, sila Menor and the rest, no?
Yes.
And everybody started going up. Although, syempre, now, as I said, we lost a few. Pinakamasakit yung lately, yung nagkaroon ng away-away sa junior, sa high school. Hindi ko maraming ganun. Pati yung mga players sa seniors na damay and some of them left San Beda. But I'm happy naman for Yuri na I think this is the second year lang ba niya? Third year
Second year.
Second year. And sabi na naman talaga ni Jude, and not only Jude, but I heard from other people na Yuri is a good coach. Just give him time. And, listen to his system. Play his system. And, I'm happy that he proved a lot of people wrong, including me. Although hindi naman ako yung tao na fire him. No? I was never. But syempre, lalo na when the second round started, we lost 3 straight games.
Bate ka, oo.
Bakit? I felt bad. What's wrong? But again, after losing the first one game, okay, sige na, let's sweep it under the rug. Let's focus second game. Natalo na naman. Sakit, sige. Tatalo na naman. Punyemas na, sabi ko. Ay, ako lang, sabi ko, kung di makapasok ng Final Four, we can do anything. Kasi my mindset was, next year talaga next season, di ba? Season 1 na. Season 1 natin kasi alam ko, doon tayo malakas Pero sana, siyempre, being a Bedan, sana naman lang, no? Huwag naman tayo pa-exit na ganun. Let's exit gracefully, no? With our heads up high. Aba, after that, we started winning all our games na. No? And sabi ko, ang ganda pala when we're playing with our backs against the wall. Talagang, each game was a do or die game for us.
Sobra.
Until na, nung umabot tayo sa do or die game with LPU, nanood na ako, no? Sabi ko, pero sana wag ako malas Sana hindi ko malas. It was my first game after 5 years.
Wow.
So, nanalo naman tayo, no? And then, against Mapua, sabi ko, malakas Mapua, pero beatable naman ang Mapua. We can beat them. It's just a matter of using your head kasi alam ko, Mapua will use every dirty trick against us, yung mga players nila. Tirador, They use physicality, And na-intimidate tayo sa first game. Sa second game, I saw, yun talagang heads up talaga. Yung composure, talagang they played like real champions. No? Heart of a champion, heart of a lion. Sabi ko, with that kind of a game, I'll watch third game. So, yun, nanood ako ng third game. Pahirapan tayo ng ticket pa, no?
Oo, Tito, grabe yun.
For the first time in my life, gano'n ako nahirapan. Ganun lang sa ticket. Pasalamat ako sa wife ko She works for the Ducheco group of companies. Silang may-ari ng Mapua So she was able to get me a ticket Mapua side. So at least importante nakapasok ako. And I was happy because nadala na rin ako ng emotions na I was able to lead pa rin sa crowd. Nandun ako. And dala ko pa rin yung pagiging cheerleader ko sa It was everything worth it. Everything worth it.
Wow. Tito, no, yung crowd, if you would share, if you would feel the same, parang yung crowd nung game na yun kinda reminds me of the old crowds during, diba yung dating crowd sa Araneta? Ganun
Parang the semi 2006.
Medyo
2007, medyo ganun yung crowd natin na
gutom.
Although, syempre, I could also feel the gutom ng Papua because 32 years silang gutom, no?
Kumbaga, you would feel for them kasi dumaan tayo sa ganun Like, maiintindihan natin sila kasi dumaan tayo sa ganun, ang tagal natin hindi nag-champion. Tas, ito na, malapit na.
Actually, Mapua and JRU ang dalawang schools na gutom. Because I don't know when JRU was the last time they became champions also
Tagal na rin.
Siguro mas matagal silang hindi nagcha-champion compared to
Mapua. Yeah.
And to be the fact that the last time that JRU was in the championship was 2007 against us, talo pa.
Against us. Actually, yun they never expected it to be the finals no? So nakapasok sila. That was ganda ng laban nun, ganda ng laro nun. It was sa bagay every game naman ngayon ng finals ng San Beda ganda. And now we can, with our head up high, we can look at everybody in the eyes, all the other schools. We won without a foreign student player.
Yes.
Diba? I refuse to call them import kasi hindi naman sila import, hindi naman natin sila binabayaran. Mga estudyante yan So, not even for the sake of, but I can say, we won without a foreign student player in our team.
Hindi nila pinakikinggan yung nangyari sa 2011, no? Na nanalo pa rin tayo kahit wala si Sudan. Kasi injured si Sudan buong taon, pero don't listen to that.
ACL although kasama siya sa lineup, naka-uniforme siya.
Pero di siya
Nakaupo sa
naglalaro. Never siya naglaro
never siya.
buong season.
He never played. We're all Filipino tayo. I remember our last game Yung pinaka-last game natin, last 1 minute or last less than a minute, nakatayo si Frankie Lim bilang tinawag niya si Sue.
Ay, naalala ko to. I remember this.
Tayo, Biglang nagbulungan tapos nagtawanan, umupo ni si Sue.
Sabi, iba rin na si Coach Frankie.
That was his last year also
That was his last year, yes.
Pero yung 2011, ayaw nila bigyan. But okay, ayaw nilang bigyan ng pansin yung 2011 pagkapanalo natin ng Pilipino.
Pwede ngayon.
At least ngayon. And honestly, I don't know how we did it. Wala tayong superstar Jacob Cortez, yes, maybe we can say he's the player of the team na pero I just don't, wala pa rin parang kung titignan mo yung kategorya nila Hamer, wala tayong ganun ka-star player, no? Si Moko, yung mga ganun, wala.
So, sabi ko nga Tito Archie kay Yuki, and then when we had them over here, like, honestly, sasabihin ko sa'yo, bro, sabi ko kay Yuki, sabihin ko sa'yo, this San Beda team, itong team nyo, it's not the most talented. It's not, kasi I could count off the 18-0 team as talented yan, may Bolik yan, pero masasabi ko, it's one of the most composed, mentally tough ba? Sobra. Kasi, for me, Tito, the fact that, di ba, nung natalo sila sa Mapua, kung nung natalo sila sa Mapua nung second round, tapos sunod-sunod yung may hirap nilang game, they could have folded They could have just, okay, sige, next year na lang. Kasi next year naman talaga darating yung mga malalakas natin. Di ba? Pero para sa akin, parang yun yung sabi ko, it's hindi ko naman siya sinasabing pero it's one of the more mentally tough.
Tsaka puso talaga. Puso ang team na to.
Ang nagbuo dito ganito sa akin yung puso, yung raw talent, and yung toughness, everything. Yun and yun ang nagdala. Siguro yung puso ngayon, pag sinasabi, di ba, ang pag sugat, pag wounded, mas nakakatakot, mas lumalaban so yun ang nangyari sa atin. It's true. Talent-wise, parang lalo na sa gitna, parang mas may talent yung mas may skills yung sentro ng iba as against Hopia and the others, no? Sorry, kung Tapay nagpakita naman ng pero sentro siya, pero ang nilalaro niya sa labas no? Puro tumitira sa tres, buti na lang pumapasok. And we played good. Tama, I think it was yung puso talaga ang nagdala. Wala na akong ibang masabi kasi plus siguro they played the system of the coach, no?
Yes.
Utak at puso.
Yeah. Kasi di naman pwede naman yung puso ng puso kung walang utak naman ng utak kung walang puso, no? So it has to be both.
So, Tito Archie, no? Since obviously you've gone through everything, like the golden age to the dark age to the new dynasties ng San Beda. Of course, you've seen some of the greatest Red Lions to have ever played. Para sa inyo, Tito, para feeling ko natanong ko na to dati sa inuman Sino yung top 5 players nyo?
Ang hirap I think I told you mahirap, no? It's depende sa era yan Depende sa era. Kasi for me, 1977 team, sila yun wala sa akin, walang top 5 Pero sa 1977 team, out of my mind, and just si Chito Leizaga, Chuck Barrero, JB Yango. walang patapon eh. No?
Sa lahat.
Wala
Parang,
kang itatapon eh. 2006, ganun din, wala kang itatapon eh. You know,
oo.
uh, sad to say, I would still, uh, mga special mentions. No? Kasi lahat ng mga tag-champion, wala kang itatapon. Wala akong masasabing sinong top 5 ko dyan. But there are players na hindi na tag-champion but deserve special mentions. No?
Mm.
Nandyan si Jenkins Messina. He was a good player.
Yes. Coach Jenkins, who's the man behind the ano na ngayon, the big man of San Beda.
Yeah. Jeff Bombeo, he was a good player.
Bombeo.
Arjun.
Grabe si Arjun.
Grabe yan. Tapos si
Boy Beats.
Boy Beats. Definitely. Sino pa? Si I forgot the name of the guy. Two brothers yan and si Magnum did not play seniors, juniors lang, no? Pero he was a good player. So we have had a lot of good players. Yeah, si Chito Bugia in the 70s or 80s, Chito Bugia. We had good players na, sad to say, hindi sila nakapag-champion. No? But they deserve special mention. And as far as top 5, ang hirap kasi each championship team, they deserve to have their own name naka-imprenta eh. Walang top 5 sa akin dyan kasi pati mga bench warmers dyan they were part of that team. That's what I told Coach Hammer, si Martin Antonio, yung after the LPU game, yung do or die, nasa Oyster with TJ and Ami, sabi ko, you were also he was one of my favorite players kasi ng Sabeda because once na pinapasok si Coach Hammer, no nonsense na yan. Talagang all business, talagang magaling magdepensa and everything. Yung the dynasty teams, yung mga hindi sikat like si JP Mendoza, si Magay, these people, pag hinugot, pinasok, gagawa yan.
Gagawa, oo.
Si Jake, Jake was really, everybody was how should I say, everybody was a star in his own way. They all showed when they were needed.
Yes.
Kaya wala akong itatapon dyan na wala akong top 5. They're all there.
Okay.
So, wala akong
next season, it's going to be the 100th year. It's the oldest basketball league in the Philippines, and if I'm not mistaken, in Asia as well. Siguro ikaw isa ka sa mga taong mapagtatanungan namin ng history talaga ng NCAA. How about give us your top 5 moments in the NCAA over the past how many years you've been watching the league?
Top 5 moments?
Kaya para hindi mahirap. Sige. Yung pinaka-memorable na lang sa inyo kasi medyo top 5 mahirap.
Mahirap.
Kahit isa lang.
Yung memorable sa akin, well, first, maybe the championship 1977.
Yun talaga, no?
The very first, I'll be honest, when I first watched my NCAA live, when I was a kid.
Yun talaga.
That was the time when I decided I wanted to be a medal. Okay? Number 2, yung 1977. When we won the championship, kahit wala ako doon, but winning the championship, ang ganda nun. Memorable. The other one is when I became a cheerleader. It was a dream come true. I really wanted to follow the footsteps of my dad, be a cheerleader. And, I became a cheerleader. Buo na yung cheering squad, yung cheerleaders Buo na yung cheerleaders ng San Beda. And kasi late enrollee ako. I think a few more days na lang mag-start ng school, so I enrolled. And then I talked to my uncle. At that time, it was Mon Melendez, my uncle, who was the instructor of the cheerleaders. I said, Tito Mon, I want to be a cheerleader. But Arch, I already have that. Sige na, Tito Mon, talk to, try to find a way. Ayoko mag-ROTC sabi ko gano'n. Papipilitan ako mag-RO Kasi tinawanan ako ng mga commandant ng RO nung nag-enroll ako I was asking sana to be exempted. Tinanong reason. Sabi ko, may asthma ako. Tinawanan ako. Gago. Mestizo, hikain. Tinawanan, di pwede yung exemption yan. Tapos tinawanan ako ng yung mga officers doon, yung mga estudyanteng officers na mestizo, hikain. Ginaganon ako. So I talked to my uncle, he want to be a cheerleader. So what my uncle did, he talked to the cheerleaders. Karamihan ng barkada ko, kaibigan ko mga cheerleaders. He said, I have a nephew, Archie. Yes, Tito, we know Archie, ganun. He wants to be a cheerleader. Isa lang ang minilig nila. They're willing to accept me to be a cheerleader. One thing, dapat I should take care of my own uniform. Hindi ako kukuha doon sa fans nila. Kasi pinagtrabaho nila yun. Sabi, okay. So, nung kinausap, really, sabi ko, okay, I'll pay for my own uniforms. Magkano lang yun? At that time, 500 lang yan. Jacket, pantalon, dalawang t-shirt, tsaka rubber shoes. So, wala pang 1,000. Ganun. No? So, I took care of my uniform. Bumalik ako sa ROTC, giving them my with the letter of my uncle na cheerleader ako sa from the athletic moderator. Ano yan? Pa-accept ka na? Opo. Ano yan? Cheerleader ka? Kala ko ikaw ka. Mestizo ako Mestizo ako, guwapo ako cheerleader ako. Kung saan, asal ng tingin. So, manang tingin sa akin, doon ako banda. To give exemption. So, that's one of my yung naging cheerleader, I love that. Saka yung first time I step into the court to cheer, ay sarap.
Sobra.
Another moment ko cheering with my brother, side by side. Dalawa kami. Sama po ako, San Beda, with my dad in front watching us, And I could see the face of my dad. Masayang-masaya siya na 2 of his sons. Ang masama lang, yung junior na nasa Mapua. Yung junior And then, what else? Sa akin, seeing San Beda struggle, the years of the struggle of San Beda. Memorable sa akin is when San Beda lost against Mapua in 1991. Sakit nun hanggang ngayon. Until the time we won the last championship, no? Again, yung kay Arjun against sa Perpetual.
Dinibdib niya yun, Tito? Dinibdib niya yun? Sayang si Arjun.
Yeah, I mean, after that, ayaw na niya mag-basketball
No, he's happy naman. He's happy naman in the United States. Yeah. I mean, kumbaga, pero yung mental aspect talaga sa kanya. Kasi he really wanted to win it for San Beda. Hindi niya natanggap.
Hindi niya natanggap. Ito something talagang kwan.
Kasi bro, ano yun buzzer beater yun. For the benefit of those who are not familiar. It was a Final Four game versus Perpetual. So, and Perpetual was a very tough team sina Vladimir Joe, 'di ba? Vladimir Joe to he had the chance to win it for San Beda on a breakaway layup. Tumala yung layup.
Pinasa kasi sa kanya.
Oo.
Parang siya mismo nagulat na wala siyang bantay
Oo.
Parang nagulat siya.
Open shot, bro.
Oo. So, naiyak. Ang dami namin umiyak doon. But again, yung kasabihan nga, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, no? And then those are those are the moments na hindi ko makakalimutan. And of course, yung paglakbay, no, from 1978, the last championship along the way, being watching the games from Rizal Memorial, Loyola, Rizal Memorial, anywhere, talagang pinapanood namin yung mga games niyan. As I said, I've seen the best and the worst teams. Ang maganda lang kasi doon, yung pagiging yung kamarade rin ng bedista Yung they're watching the game, kaya natatalo kayo. Sige, next game or pagdating next year para kaming masokista yung, sige, next year, magandang team. Hanggang, tapos talo na lang. Sige, next year ulit. No?
Sige,
There's
Tito, how
always
about
next
ano?
year. There's always next year. Ganun.
How about naman po nung 06, especially during that halftime with PCU? Yung nga, the famous video of Studio 23 na nag-cheer kayo. How was the feeling during that time nung
Ay,
finally
naku,
we clinched the
cloud,
championship?
Cloud9 na yung halftime na yun. Cloud9 eh.
Mm.
Kasi it was me and my dad in the court. And the Indians. And after, when we won the championship, there were former cheerleaders who approached me and, told me, mga magagaling na cheerleaders also, but they never had a chance to be under my dad kasi it was already due. That was the time when my dad was not retired, no? Kasi bumalik daddy ko, 90s na eh.
Mm.
So, the cheerleaders in between, lumalapit sa akin after when we won the championship, sabi, alam mo, believe kami sa inyo ng airpat mo. I don't know how you guys did it, yung controlling the crowd during halftime. How we were able to lead the crowd of San Beda during halftime. Believe daw sila, no? Sabi ko, it's my dad. Plus, I think, kahit sino ilagay mo dyan, the crowd of San Beda was hungry. Gutom eh. Wow, gutom. Everything was talagang, they were really, talagang yung puso nila they really wanted to roar the Indian yell out as loud as they could. Lamang tayo nung 2006, lamang tayo halftime eh. Talagang bigay ito eh. And yung nga lang, nung second half, nung humabol ang PCU, sabi ko, tapos yung last shot ni Belga, punyeta, wag na sana maging Mapua the second to. 1921 the second to. Good thing, yung tira ni Belga, kapos, ang nakakuha na box out ni Aljamal si Espinas.
Oo.
And nakuha niya, no? And that was
pero yung tirang yun, Tito, diretso yun.
So, kapos lang yun. Kapos lang. And mabuti na na-cover. Hindi, dapat sino ba yung sino ba yung magaling nila?
Castro.
Si Castro.
The Blur, yes.
The Blur. So, dapat si The Blur ang titira nun eh. But, na-cover siya ni Ekwe. Na siya ni Ekwe. Yung hindi siya napasang. So, Mo Belga was forced to attempt. And mabuti rin na screen na box out ni Aljamal si Espinas and it went right into his hands. Yung nakita ko pag saluni, wala. It's us. Tamang-tama, nag-champion. And grabe yung pakiramdam. And I was happy na for my dad kasi at least in his lifetime, my dad was able to see San Beda win again. And at least, maraming beses siya na before he passed on, marami siyang beses na napanood, makita ang San Beda mag-champion. And I'm happy. And I know he's happy up there with Kaloy Luisaga, with Mang Roger, Mang Babalot.
Yes.
Tapos isa pa rin, special mention din yung tatay ni Jenkins, na talagang very avid din yun tuwing may game ng San Beda, even wala na yung anak niya sa San Beda, he also watch and very nice guy. So, and many more. And si Tomon Melendez and many more Bedats who were and Boy Beats. And Boy Beats, he deserves. We champion ulit tayo against Mapua. And I know he's happy for us. And those are sa akin. And there are many more great moments for me na NCAA. Siguro, at the top of my mind, di ko lang siguro di ko lang na ma-filter out, di ko lang masabi. But there were a lot of magandang experiences ko sa NCAA. Kasi sa amin, in our family, dati kasi ang NCAA was always opening ng NCAA on a Sunday sa Rizal Memorial. Big event yan. My mom would wake up early, she'll cook early, we'll have lunch early kasi at before 12 noon, nasa Rizal Memorial na kami, nilalakad lang namin eh. Kita mo, kami, my dad, then dadating yung brother niya, and one or two brothers will arrive, then yung mga siblings ng mga ko, mga tigrasal, magkikita-kita kami, papasok pa, papunta sa Memorial. Lalo na pag may game. Dati kasi, all the teams had games eh. No? Teams. Ilan bang teams yun? 6 teams. No? 5 or 6, yes. Initially, 5 eh.
You have Ateneo, you have Lasal, San Beda,
Mapua, Letrán, Rizal, Ani. So, but there were, 3 games. 3 games yan eh. Sa opening. Tapos, in the later years, there were only 2 senior games and 1 junior game. Ganun, ginagawa nila. Anyway, so, lagi kami, ito sa big thing, it's like parang fiesta going to watch the NCAA. Nakikita mo yung traffic sa Arellano Street, Vito Cruz, and Taft Avenue going to
Rizal.
everything going to Rizal Memorial. Grabe.
Wow. It's a family affair talaga, the NCAA.
Family affair. And yung grabing init sa Rizal Memorial. Pero good thing kasi dati, rainy season, mga July. July ang NCAA. So, tag-ulan na ng konti. And tama ka, ito, family affair. Family. Ganda.
Sige, Tito. I think that's our time for now.
Okay.
Coach Pao, meron pa akong question. Pero ikaw, Coach Pao, meron ka pa bang follow-up questions kay Tito Archie?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Sige, ito ang question ko. Let's settle the debate. Ano ba talaga ang nauna sa animo? San Beda, Lasal, or Ateneo? Because we've seen news na it was Ateneo, the first one. Tapos ngayon kinuha daw ng Lasal. Pero thinking about it, kung Lasal, San Beda, we started 1901, nauna pa tayo sa De La Salle. So sino ba talaga nauna sa animo?
First and foremost, Ateneo, Jesuits, Americans yan, talagang nagpapatagbo. Lasal, mga Amerikano din yan eh. San Beda, Castilla. Animo is a Spanish word. So, based on that, sabi ng father ko na ito si San Beda who started it because it was the priests, Spanish priests who came up with that idea of animo. But, ang hirap pagtalunan yan eh because I think the people who know the answer are all dead. Wala na. Parang, ang tanong yan is, which came first, the egg or the chicken?
Pero di ba, Tito, on that then, there was di ba dati diretso Lasal yun?
Alam ko diretso Lasal. And at Ateneo naman, it's not hindi naman animo Ateneo, it's one big fight eh.
One big fight talaga ever since.
Yung one big fight, according to an Ateneo friend na alumnus din, ang sabi niya, that started after martial law. Martial law years daw. Kasi, parang, doon namatay si Edjok, doon daw nagsimula yung one big fight. Doon namatay si Edgar Hopson. Parang, during his memorial service, doon nagsimula yung chant. Kasi parang, it became a call for, the community itself. Not just for the sports team, but for the community itself to fight.
Well, I cannot recall Ateneo as Animo Ateneo, no? Kasi na ko yung Ateneo, yung cheering nila is when I was a kid, ang sikat na cheer nila yung Blue Eagle spelling. Halikino and Fabileo.
Ito grabe yung mga yung mga kinukwento sa akin ng mga kasi yung mga 'di ba, yung Halikino, yon.
Yeah.
Yung mga ibang school daw binababoy yung cheer ng Halikino.
Yeah.
Sinasabayan yun.
Some better started that Ateneo ba? Ateneo Su. Ateneo Ra. Ateneo Basura.
Basura.
Ateneo lang magaling sa beda sa mga kalukuhan. Pati yung yung kopya, it was somebody does a a bakery, a bake shop somewhere in the province ata na pangalan Jose Rizal. Hopia Factory daw. So, kaya ang ginawa nila sa Hopia Factory. So, hindi sa mga magsimula, mga sinuulo eh. Galing nila gumawa ng kalokohan. But, galing. Pero, that's balihibo. Hearing these old cheers of the way it's being cheered, Ateneo, ganda. No? Fableo, Halikano, even yung Lasal yung cheer ng Lasal.
Recticano.
Galing din even yung Go Fight Thumbs Up ng Letrans, no? How I wish can come back and bring those in San Beda because yung San Beda Go 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 is one of the best cheers. We have a good cheer. Kung talagang yun ang kapanapat ng Go Fight Thumbs Up tsaka yung Recticano tsaka yung Halikano yun ang cheer natin
Hindi ko na nga naririnig yung San Beda Go Go Go
Wala na nga It's Go San Beda fight and then what? Cheer dance or Indian yell? Okay, good. At least buhay pa yung Indian yell kahit paano nabubuhay pa rin But,
pero ang ganda lang. Parang Tito, even from the time na estudyante ako, umigsi yung knowledge na kumbaga yung ginagamit talaga with regard to the cheers. Kasi yun nga, dati naririnig ko sa Beda Go Go Go. Pero even during my time, iilan lang din ang nakakaalam na estudyante nun Pero lalo na ngayon, wala talaga may alam na sa Beda Go Go Go.
Oo.
Wala rin may alam ng the red and the white.
Maybe we could have a project, in the future na we can archive these para malaman at marinig ng mga estudyante.
And magamit.
Magamit din.
Magamit. Yes. Yun yung importante yung magamit.
Sa akin, dapat ibalik sa PE yung cheering.
Yes. Definitely.
Dapat ibalik sa cheering. Yung sa PE yung cheering. Because no matter how much we talk about it dito sa online or whatever, kung wala namang
kung di rin alam ng estudyante, wala rin.
And there is no action taken to teach this to the students. We can come up with a lot of pamphlets or what, giving it. Pero kung walang actual practice, walang mangyayari.
Yes.
Walang mangyayari. Wala. And sana somebody thinks of it that way. At ewan ko lang, mga bagong pare, medyo nakakadismaya rin. No? But I'd rather not talk about that. But that's it. That's it.
Sige, Tito.
Okay.
Again, thank you for coming. Sana makasama pa namin kayo in our future episodes, especially pag palapit na ang NCA Season 100.
I'll be looking forward to that. Thank you very much for
any last words po for the Bedan community. Sorry.
Sino gusto niyong pasalamatan?
Yes.
Sino gusto niyong pasalamatan? Who you want to shout out or whatever, Tito, the floor is yours.
Well, to the whole Bedan community, keep on fighting, keep on believing, keep on being a Bedan, especially to the new ones, the younger ones. Again, I'll repeat what my father said. Being a Bedan is not only in name, but being a Bedan is a lifestyle. It's in the heart, a badge of honor, something should be proud of. To my friends, mga bata kong barkada, si Pau, si Red, si TJ, saka si Amis. Ayan. And ngayon, Dan, kayo, and I guess to the Coach Yuri and to your coaching staff. Special mention of a good friend of mine is Jenkins, and to the whole Red Lions. You really not only shocked us, but shocked the NCAA. San Beda and Mapua were not expected to make it to the finals, but you showed that that talagang kinakita nyo na magaling kayo, no? You surprised everybody. And lalo na kayo, the Red Lions, we're proud of you. Definitely very proud of you. And I don't want to be in the shoes of Yuri and his coaching staff this time. Kasi 8 bagong available players 8, 4 lang ang mawawala.
Sabi ko nga, Tito, isip ko nga, parang, teka, kung walang liga, parang mas masarap ata manood ng practice ngayon.
Oo. Imagine. Although this is what you call a good problem, no?
Good
A good,
problem, good problem.
but still a big headache for the coaching staff.
Sobra. Like,
And we are looking forward to season 100. And shout out again to everybody, to all the Bedans. May our fellowship never cease.
Yes.
Animo San Beda.
Animo. Go San Beda fight.
Thank you, Tito, and thank you to Tito Mon. Sobrang, actually, kayong dalawa talaga yung sobrang ano rin na, it's not, sabi ko nga, yung mga storya na from the older Bedans and my own experiences with San Beda, hindi naging mahirap sa akin yung mahalin ang eskwelahan ko. So sobrang thank you sa inyo for all you've done, for all the sacrifices you guys do. Syempre, alam ko naman na for the love yun eh. Hindi naman yun naman trabaho yun, hindi naman kailangan gawin yun, pero you still did it for the love of it. And yeah, I just wanted to share my gratitude to you and to your generation of Bedans, no. Sobrang thankful ako sa inyo.
Pwede ako magpahabol na sasabihin.
Yes po, go.
Dito, sige lang.
Kasi nabanggit nga ni Pao yung for the love, no? It's not for trabaho. My dad as a moderator or instructor cheerleader, he was earning 1,000 a month. Huh? Abonado pa siya, tapos ginawa yatang 2,000. 2,000 a month. But he didn't care. Abonado pa nga siya paminsan, araw-araw siya pumupunta sa San Beda, abonado pa siya sa pamasahe, paminsan, what's 2,000, But he did it because he loves San Beda. He did it because he loved what he was doing.
Yeah.
And sabi nga, nakitang-kita ko pa hanggang ngayon sa mga cheerleaders na dumaan sa kanya na the way they love him, and the way they communicate with me, they treat me. Nakikita ko yung pagmamahal nila sa dad ko eh. And thank you again for honoring my dad, Pao, Dad, and sana the Bedan community will continue to honor him. He deserves. He's one of the best Bedans ever produced.
Animo Tito Mon.
Animo Tito Mon.
Thank you. So, that's it for this episode. Sana nalinawagan yung mga tao, especially the younger fans and the younger generation, on ano pa talaga tong cheers natin. And grabe pala yung history na NCAA na hindi
pare, the cultural side of it.
Yes.
The cultural side and the historical side, grabe. So, yan.
Ang ganda. Thank you, Papa. It's like talking to my lolo. Dito, maraming salamat talaga. I really enjoyed this episode. Sabi ko nga, usually, sa mga episodes namin, we have a break in the middle. Ngayon, sobrang sarap ng kwentuhan natin. Diniretso ko na.
Tuloy-tuloy.
Maraming salamat po ulit, Tito Archie.
Salamat din until the next invitation.
Yes, po.
Okay,
Alright.
see you. Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.